Alright you guys, so I'm coming today to show you guys how I cut my hair and the tools that I use here. Of course you got a hand mirror, a boar bristle brush, one of these small combs to comb through your hair, got some clipper side spray to clean the clippers, some clipper oil. These are the Andis T outliner trimmers. These are the ones that you use for your lineup, but I also use them with a guard for my actual haircut. These are the guards that I use. They're specifically made for the Andis clippers and trimmers. Typically I will use the 1/4 inch guard and also the 1/8 inch guard. Sometimes I use the 1/16 for like if I'm doing a taper or something like that. Also I will use these shears here to kind of clean up any little messes. Alright, so I know I promised you guys forever ago that I was going to come and show you a video of how I cut my hair and how I keep my hair cut. So that's what I'm doing today. I cut my hair around June 25th, and if you go back to my Instagram, you can see where I had a picture there and I said, yes, this is my hair, and it was all on the floor. I had cut my coils out and then I cut it down with the clippers after that. But I wanted to come and show you guys how I do this today since I'm cutting my hair anyway. And I said, you know what, I haven't put up a video in a while, and second of all, I promised them this forever ago. So generally to get your hair to wave up, you have to keep it a little bit longer and a little bit thicker in order to get that wave pattern. And I like my waves. And so I generally will also wear a do-rag at night, some grease on it, you know, and keep it waved up. So the first step, as you can see, I'm just combing through my hair to kind of get it to pick up a little bit. You kind of want it to be up when you're cutting it.
Surely you know by now that you're my lady. You're the one for me. You're the one for me. And me for you. I love you all day. I love you all night. And even without money, I love you with my life. But you don't want to trust. Your past day cause confusion. Tell me about your problems so we can make a future.
So as you're cutting, you want to kind of keep going back in, brushing it down, kind of seeing how it lays.
Someone baby, someone baby, I love you so bad. Someone baby, I need you so bad. Someone baby, I love you so bad. Someone baby, I don't mind. Tell me, I'll forget it, better love. Oh yeah, I'll forget it, better love. Oh yeah.
So I actually kind of nicked myself in the back here. If you can see, just a tinge. My crown is a little bit wonky anyway. I meant to use actually the 1/4 inch guard on the crown and the 1/8 inch guard on the rest of my head, and I ended up using the 1/8 inch guard all over. But it doesn't look too bad to me. And once I wash it and kind of brush it and put the do-rag on it, it'll kind of fix it. But as you can see with the cut, I'm not really fooling with my sides with the clippers. And I haven't really fooled with the front right in here. Because what tends to happen because of my texture, it can sometimes come out too thin in certain spots. So generally what I will do is come in with the scissors and kind of trim it myself. The back though, sometimes I do try to get a teensy bit of a little taper, not much in the back because I don't like it to be very
oh yeah, I'll forget it, better love. Oh yeah, I'll forget it, better love. Oh yeah, I'll forget it, better love. Cause you don't want to trust. Your past day cause confusion. Tell me about your problems so we can make
off at all because I really don't like my taper to be very, you know, noticeable in the back, just a little bit shorter than the rest of my hair. That's kind of how I like it. So generally, with my sides, I will come in with the comb and the shears and just kind of clean up any areas that are long that I feel like need to be kind of trimmed down a little bit. And so this is really more so for the front. You can kind of see it gets a little bit frayed up here, and so I like to go in with that instead of the clippers. The clippers sometimes tends to cut it down too short, and I think that the texture is a little bit finer on the edges, and so it tends to cut deeper, and it makes the cut look funny. So I like to just go in with the scissors, just like that. I don't know how well you guys can see that, and just kind of trim off what I feel like is kind of unnecessary. There we go. And then here on the sides, I like to try to even this out a little bit. I don't want too much of a taper, but my sides are naturally thinner. So, but the clippers, I've had bad experiences in the past with the clippers, and these come out like almost bald looking, and my taper fade is not as pristine as I would like it yet. So right now, this is what works for me. And you see how that's kind of starting to even out, starting to look a little bit better. For these little shorter pieces, I go in with the short side of the comb. Okay, you see how that's looking? It's starting to look the way I like. It looks like a little bit of a fade, but it doesn't look too bad, like I'm trying too hard. I don't know if that makes sense, but it doesn't look like I'm trying too hard. You know, it looks pretty nice and even to me for the most part. And like, this is by no means a perfect barber shop looking cut by the end of it, but it looks good for me, like the way that I like it, and I don't have to spend an hour or two waiting for a barber and spending, you know, $20, $30 on a haircut. I can do this at home, and generally I always get it the way that I like it. I'm going to take this down a little bit more. Alright. See? Alright, so now I'm going to come in and do this side. I'm really not going to take off too much on this side because this side is naturally a little bit thinner than the other side.
Yeah, surely you know by now that you are my queen. Oh, and I am your knight. Oh, lovey, I will fight. Oh, I will fight. I love you all day. I love you all night. And even without money, I love you with my life. But you don't want to trust your past day cause confusion. Tell me about your problems so we can make a future.
What's this? Quarter. So to take this front down a little bit, I'm going to put this 1/4 inch guard back on here. Let's see if I can get this down a little bit without it getting messed up. How I like it as far as length. The sides look decent to me. Now, all I'm going to do is go back in with the trimmers with no guard. And line
Someone, baby, I love you so bad. Someone, baby, I need you so bad. Someone, baby, I love you so bad. Someone, baby, I don't mind telling. I'll forget it, make it love. Oh yeah, I'll forget it, make it love. Oh yeah, I'll forget it, make it love. Tell me about your problems so we can make a future. Someone, baby, oh, forget it, baby, love. Someone, baby, oh, forget it, baby, love. Oh, yeah.
So, I'm just going to brush it, kind of give it another once over to see if everything looks good to me. It's looking pretty good. Like I said, I am not a barber. This is by no means supposed to be a barber cut. That you would, this is not going to look like how it looks at the shop. But, this looks pretty good to me. Definitely a novice, definitely still learning, but I definitely like cutting my hair at home. I feel like I get a very similar result as what I would get at the barber shop in about 30 minutes instead of an hour or two. So that's the back. As you can see, like the top doesn't look so bad. The waves popping. Tapes on the side look pretty good. These look good to me. Tapers look even on both sides. I feel like the top, the front of my lineup, I feel like that's pretty good. In the front, not perfect. I'm gonna go in a tinge more. After my cut is done, I go in with some rubbing alcohol and I put it on everywhere where I did my line, on the edges and in the back, and it just keeps you from getting bumps and irritation. And that's pretty much it, guys. I'm pretty happy with the way this turned out. This is generally my routine every week, except like I said, on the crown I messed up. I usually use the 1/4 inch guard on the crown to make it a little bit longer, and the 1/8 everywhere else. It's all good though, it still looks good. Alright, y'all, peace.